This trial has made it clear to me that we need better laws. Committing a mass shooting should be an automatic death sentence, and I hope a law like this can be passed in the next legislative session. I also hope that the legislature will reinstate a simple majority vote to the death penalty, as the law was written previously. I know that this trial, the verdict, and wanting to hold people accountable does not bring Carmen back. But I feel that Carmen deserved better. Carmen was a bright and caring daughter. I miss her every day. I miss her smile and beautiful face. I miss our talks and her silly jokes. I miss watching her wanting to do everything her older brother would do, trying to be a role model for her younger sister. I miss seeing how she would tackle problems, playing her violin for orchestra, concerts, or talking in front of a large group. Even though she had stage fright, I miss hearing her challenge herself and her friends to see who would get the highest test grade in class. I miss us watching movies and TV shows together, such as Marvel or This Is Us. I miss us singing country songs together in the car with our at-home karaoke. I miss going to concerts with her. Our last concert together was Fall Out Boy. I miss her texts and phone calls, usually to update me on what she was doing after school or where she was driving. I miss her telling us about her day at the dinner table. I miss her sharing her PowerPoints about upcoming vacations or plans for the future. I miss her playing her piano, filling our home with classical music or songs from Adele and Coldplay. I miss her singing in church. I miss us going to musicals, ballets, and museums together. I miss her complaining about how hot the beach was. I miss seeing her check out 10 books at a time from the local library and aiming to get some reading reward each summer. I miss her hugs before bed. I miss her breaking into fake Russian or British accents in the middle of telling us a story. I miss seeing her with her friends dress up at Halloween. I miss how excited she was seeing gifts from Santa on Christmas. I miss seeing her play with her siblings and cousins growing up. I miss seeing her plan events at church with the youth group, like the Shrove Tuesday pancake dinner, which was the last meal and night we spent together. I miss her laughs and silly faces. I even miss her eye rolls. She deserved to live out her dreams, go to prom, graduate high school, go to college and become a medical researcher and find a cure for ALS. Get married, have a family, live in Germany, and be happy. That vile monster took all of that away. He deprived the world from seeing Carmen make this world a better place. In the end, I know the evil murderer didn't show mercy to Carmen, nor did he think about the 17 lives taken when committing his acts of hate and violence. At his guilty plea, the killer said, "I believe it's your decision to decide where I go and whether I live or die, not the jury's. I believe it was your decision." If only that is how our court system worked, but it doesn't. The decision instead was made by the jury. I hope they would sentence him to death. The same fate as Carmen, Alana, Alyssa, Alex, Kara, Meadow, Helena, Gina, Nick, Martine, Luke, Jamie, Joaquin, Peter, Chris, Scott, and Aaron. Sincerely, April Shintrup.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
You may. Sorry. My apologies. I completely read backwards. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. I want to thank the prosecution for their hard work in this case. I feel they tried with all their might to get our families justice for the deaths of our loved ones. I also want to thank the judge for allowing us to speak directly to the court. My daughter Carmen and her 16 others were hunted down and brutally murdered at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School on February 14, 2018, by the cold and calculated murderer that sits in this courtroom. Instead of sentencing the shooter to death, members of this jury decided to sentence him to life without parole, a life where he can read his fan mail, talk with visitors, enjoy the Florida sunshine, eat meals prepared for him, and watch TV. His life spared for taking the lives of 17 innocent souls, a decision I do not agree with or understand. These last 4.5 years, I have learned the hard way that having your child murdered is excruciating and gut-wrenching, but so is the process in finding justice and some level of accountability. A small amount of justice could have come the day of the shooting if one of the Broward Sheriff's officers would have rushed into the building and confronted the shooter. He may have killed himself or been killed, saving our families the heartache of having this trial in the first place. Or even prior to the shooting, others like the school and FBI could have taken effective action to stop the killer from easily shooting Carmen to death in her AP psychology class. But none of those things happened, so I was hoping that this trial and the jury's verdict of a death sentence would provide some level of accountability for the murderer. Although one death sentence does not even come close to the 17 homicides and 17 attempted homicides he committed. I am still shocked at how members of this jury could decide a life sentence for someone whose life goal was to harm and kill others. For years, he plotted and told others that he wanted to get a gun, dreamed of blood and violence, and researched other school shootings. In the months prior, he posted on social media that he wanted to be a school shooter and gather his arsenal. In the weeks prior, he developed a shooting playlist and studied a map of the school. Days prior, he created videos saying that he was aiming for a high body count and wanting to be remembered. And then, to further inflict pain, he chose to commit his acts of hate on Valentine's Day, so that this holiday would never be about love, but of love taken. Rather than trying to build a life for himself, this heinous individual chose to take the lives of others. And instead of sentencing this wicked murderer to death, the same sentence he gave Carmen and his other victims, members of this jury decided in less than 24 hours to give the adult who committed the deadliest high school shooting ever a life sentence, ultimately sending a message to other potential mass shooters that their life might be spared no matter how many other lives they take. This sentence also shines a spotlight on the disparity of our so-called justice system, where others who murder fewer people receive a death sentence. It is clear a few members of this jury valued Carmen's life and the lives of 16 others less than the shooters. It is also clear that they do not value the lives of future victims that will come about because of their decision as well. And then it proceeds to what I read previously.
Thank you.